I admit this was initially going to be the first book in the series, but plans change, you know. This is the second episode in my library discussion video where I find a random book at the library and I just do a video on it. Today's book, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. So it would have taken me a lot longer to read this because I'm slow, but since there's audio versions online, I just played an audio version of this while reading along this, so I managed to read through it much faster, though it did still take me over a month. So this book was written by Jules Verne sometime in the 1860s, sometime in the 19th century. And basically, it's a story where three men were chasing after, what looked like a narwhal on a boat called the Abraham Lincoln, only to end up inside of that narwhal, which turned out to be a submarine called the Nautilus, and the captain on that Nautilus was Captain Nemo himself. Now, before you ask, no, they don't actually go 20,000 leagues under the sea. Rather, they travel 20,000 leagues across the sea, which sounds less interesting, but I do have to say, I never actually thought I'd read one of these books. When I was younger, I just never really got into reading books because I'm just slow and I prefer seeing pictures than letters because I have a pretty bad imagination. So reading an audio thing really helped a lot because now I was able to actually imagine the stuff, and also I was able to picture. I was also able to keep up with everything from the many places that they traveled to a lot of the many different events and some of the interesting plot lines. Monsieur Aronnax, the main character, well, he's a good one. I honestly thought Captain Nemo would be the main character, but no, he actually isn't. Monsieur Aronnax, a scientist and somewhat author. Okay, maybe he's not a scientist, but he is a professor. And his crew, Ned Land, a Canadian harpooner, and Conseil, they all end up having to work together to live on this Nautilus for all they could throughout the entire story. And yes, they do fight that giant squid, but it's actually several giant squids, actually, which was interesting to me. Overall, I do have to say, I never thought I'd read one of these books given how old it is, and for the most part, I wanted to find a version of the book that wasn't altered because I know that a lot of books nowadays are going through some sort of censorship and a lot of text is altered, so I did what I could to find an older version, and I do believe this one is old enough. So there's that, and I'm hoping to read more novels by Jules Verne in the future. So though I do have to say, this is a good starting point for me and for y'all.